Living every day in your head for free. You can tap away, but I will not hear you scream. You can break your keys, spread your toxicity, your world outside reality. In your room, a little hideaway, but you let it through. Enough to go insane. Living in the dark hasn't treated you well. You're building your own prison cell. Hey, wait, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Did I brush you off? Is it your lack of friends? We never met, even if you pretend. Am I in your debt? I don't know you nothing. Don't say something you'll regret. Hey, wait, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it. I'm telling you, don't waste it. Lies telling you, don't waste it on me. What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let 'em burn it out. Sell 'em to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away. We feel betrayed.
Welcome to the Throttle Up Racing Network. Tonight we're here with the Gulf Coast IndyCar Series. We've got just a couple minutes left before we go into qualifying. One upside down. Scott Ramler looking very good tonight. Last week's winner. I think we may still have the chat on, so We'll real quick turn that off. All right. So Rambler out front, Hunter Reynolds in second on the practice time board. And that's how they finished last week, first and second. Cody Bullock, fourth quickest. Definitely has a hot rod out there tonight. Michael Watson, the eighth quickest out of the 11 cars here tonight. That was Dalton Fredericks. He had a good week last week. Simon Grills currently ninth quick. These cars are flying around this track. It's wild to see them, just how much faster they're going than a cup car, a NASCAR cup car, usually about right at a 40-second lap. These cars 25-second laps. So we'll see who's going to be the first to roll out from the pit lane. Scott Rambler now rolling out on the track. Working that top line, trying to get as much speed as possible. Quickest in practice, this 57. See him get right on that yellow line, trying to run a smooth line. 1 and 2 certainly looks solid. Joe Hutchings, another one fast in practice. Let's take a ride along with Joe Hutchings. Sixth gear all the way around the track, all the way to the bottom. Feeding it out to the wall. Smooth lap. Will it be enough to get Scott Rambler, our current pole sitter? And it will not. Second quick for Joe Hutchings. Sean Garrett third. Cody Bullock will come home fifth as Dalton Fredericks able to move into that fourth spot last second there. Hunter Reynolds up to second quick. A 25-32 for Rambler. Santiago will move up to fourth quick in that 51. A good second lap. Reynolds only .01 off the pole, and actually eighth place is .08 from the pole. And Reynolds still out there running around. Practicing pit entry, you do have to go through that access road. Something you don't have to do in NASCAR, but they'll penalize you here if you don't go through that access road on pit entry. Curtis Klinger now out on the racetrack, trying to set a fast time. This camera angle, you really see just how fast they're flying through these corners. See if Curtis Klinger can move his way up the board. Cross the line, Curtis Klinger. 10th quick. I think he's going to have to get a little closer to the bottom. Seems to be a little uneasy as they go over these seams. That lap a little quicker, but still 10th quick for Curtis Klinger. As we look at today's race info, 74 degrees, track temp was 79. So quite a bit of grip available. Track not too hot. This track 1.48 miles, so right at a mile and a half. It's going to be exciting. One of the better mile and a halves in the NASCAR side. I know that's more my specialty. It's going to create a wild race here tonight on the Indy cars. As we wait till the end of the qualifying session. I think they may advance the session here pretty soon. There we go. We're getting ready to go racing 100 laps here tonight at Homestead, Miami. So we're about to head through the grid tonight. Last week's winner starting this week where he finished last week. Now Scott Rambler going to be rolling off from the pole position. Last week he finished second. This week he'll start second. Hunter Reynolds in the number 26. Starting in the third position, Joe Hutchings in the number 31. Ralphie Santiago in the 51. He's going to start in the fourth position. Sean Garrett in fifth. That number 17. Dalton Fredericks in the 00. He'll start sixth. Cody Bullock roll off from the seventh position. Simon Grills in eighth. Michael Watts going to start ninth. Curtis Klinger in that 10th starting position. And rounding out our field is Brayton Laster. .100 laps and we're getting ready to go green. 25 seconds a lap. That's an insane pace here in these Indy cars. Wheel to wheel action. Green flag here at Homestead, Miami. And Joe Hutchings with a great start. He's going to get right behind Scott Rambler, who looks a little loose. One already sideways. It's Santiago, and one hard hit to the outside wall. Cold tires into turn one. A couple of victims already. You see one sliding across the track. I think that is Sean Garrett. and he will take it to the pits. Big damage there for Ralphie Santiago. We'll go back, take a quick look. We were on the blimp cam when this happened, but just ahead of this, you see Ralphie Santiago gets loose into turn one. And just nowhere there. I believe that's the 17 of Sean Garrett to go. Hard hit to the outside wall. Car basically exploding, pieces going everywhere. We'll see if we can get a look maybe at this real time. See just how hard he hits this outside wall. Oh, tough hit. And that car beyond destroyed already. You can see the front tires. Oh, and the rear tire. All of them are all crooked. This open wheel car, easy to break those suspension pieces. Ralphie able to take his fast repair, but that's early in the race to have to take that. Santiago looks like he does go one lap down as he was trying to get to pit road. Garrett currently 2 laps down as he had to tow. So not much that we can learn from that. Just be careful going into turn one. Didn't really have enough time to really see enough action to say who's going to be the best here today. We did see Joe Hutchings get a good restart, got right to the rear bumper of Scott Ramler on that start. He should be able to maybe even clear the 26 on this restart. I believe the leader has the discretion on when to go. Cody Bullock sitting in the 5th spot. Several of these drivers, of course, have gained a couple positions from those cars that wrecked. These cars very fun to drive. Stick to the racetrack like nothing else. And now the 17 is able to join up. The green flag is out. Single file restart. Scott Ramler going to take us off. Oh, one already sideways down to the inside wall. But that's Simon Grills. I'm not sure if he actually hit the wall or not. Let's go back, take a quick look. Oh, and he was able to save it, but he's going to lose a lot of positions. Rambler already out to a 3/10 of a second lead. Hunter Reynolds and Dalton Fredericks battling again just like last week. Reynolds taking the outside line. Rambler down around the bottom. Rambler able to gain about a 1/10 on every corner by doing that, but he may be using his tires a little more than he wants. You see Reynolds on exit gains a lot of time. is able to keep his speed up, and down the front stretch is going to try and reel him back in quite a bit. He's losing a tenth and gaining it back down the straightaways. These two already pulling out, leaving Dalton Fredericks behind, but these three a big gap over Cody Bullock in fourth. Fifth position's Joe Hutchings. He looked good in practice right now with a top 5 day. And we'll see who has the long run speed. Right now, Rambler out 5 seconds over 6th position, so is really pulling away from the bulk of the field. But Hunter Reynolds not letting him go, only 7 tenths. The only one within a second right now of our leader, Hunter Reynolds. Trying to run this middle line. Oh, and we've got more around, a yellow flag out. Sean Garrett again involved in that one, and the 84, they both have to tow. Oh, and the 17, another innocent bystander. And as they enter the corner, I think this is the 8 of Simon Grills, goes to the inside of the 84, Michael Watts. And they come together, not much, but it doesn't take too much. And 84, Michael Watts to the outside wall. 17 of Garrett, nowhere to go as he's coming back down the track. And that may be all she wrote for Garrett. I think there's only one faster pair. We'll see if they've decided to include a second. Let's take one quick look, see just how that happened one more time at full speed. Oh, just a slight touch. And really the damage didn't come until the 17 of Garrett, just nowhere to go. We'll take one more look, this time from Garrett's view. He was off the throttle trying his best to go back live. Scott Rambler in the pits, Hunter Reynolds all down the pit lane. So a few drivers going ahead taking their first set of tires. Brayton Laster in as well. Ralphie Santiago, I believe he may have disconnected after that one. Not seeing him out on the track. Michael Watts, he may have left, as well as Sean Garrett. So Dalton Fredericks stays out there. Cody Bullock stays out as well as Curtis Klinger, Simon Grills, top 4, all 13-lap old tires. Several caution laps in there as well. Scott Rambler, Hunter Reynolds, Joe Hutchings, Brayton Laster, all with a brand new set. Lights are off on the pace car. We're getting ready to go green. So now things are about to get interesting. Scott Rambler, Hunter Reynolds have been our fastest 2 cars of the night by quite a bit, even in this early running. And now the question is, how quick are they going to be able to get through this traffic? Simon Grills involved in that last incident stays out. He's fourth. He's ahead of these guys. Curtis Klinger up there as well. Cody Bullock, Dalton Fredericks. Don't count him out. A lot of speed. He showed it last week. He was third quickest so far in these first 14 laps. So don't count him out. Some clean air. You never know what could happen. Green flag. One's already bowing out back there. I believe that's Brayton Laster. Fredericks and Bullock gets out to a pretty good start there. Rambler already around Grills, side by side down the backstretch. Here comes Cody Bullock, gonna pass for the lead. He can't hold the momentum. Fredericks powers around the outside to hold that top spot. Curtis Klinger hanging on to third. Scott Rambler cannot get around Simon Grills. Rambler now able to get around Grills. Going to try and get around Curtis Klinger in the same lap as they're almost tire to tire. Rambler, he will clear Klinger. Oh, and it looks like Simon Grills may be having some issues. Looked like we saw a wheel bouncing there, but now that maybe that was an iRacing glitch, it looks like it's fine now. But Rambler charging his way back to these front two. A fresh set of tires. Hunter Reynolds now is going to have to try and find his way through. Simon Grills trying to make a move on Klinger. Grills to the inside. He'll get around. Grills now back to the fourth spot. Hunter Reynolds on the move. He's now to the inside of Klinger. Trying to get a run, but he's got to hold it to the bottom on exit. Side by side across the line and into one. Hunter Reynolds trying to get the advantage. Can't do it. He's sideways off the corner. Able to save it. Incredible hands from Hunter Reynolds. He actually lost a spot in that. Joe Hutchings gets by, but Hunter Reynolds going to try and work his way back forward. The battle for the lead right now is on. Dalton Fredericks in the lead. Cody Bullock in second, and here comes Scott Rambler in the 57. And a big run. As they go across the line, Rambler side by side with Bullock. Rambler now to the second spot. Rambler doing all he can. This is the battle for the lead. Rambler on fresher tires. He's been able to get through the traffic, but Hunter Reynolds has not. Hunter able to get around Hutchings and now Klinger. So Reynolds now back to the fifth spot. Rambler takes the lead away from Dalton Fredericks. This is that pass for the lead. Right around the bottom, ripping it. So now Rambler, 13 lap fresher tires than Fredericks. He's going to pull away. Hunter Reynolds trying his best now to run down these top four and get around and maybe back into that second position. Fredericks still able to hold himself ahead of Cody Bullock in third, or Cody Bullock, yes, in third. Simon Grills is still in that fourth position, but he is now getting hunted down by Hunter Reynolds. As we watch Hunter Reynolds try to reel it in on Simon Grills. Working inside the slipstream of Simon Grills down the backstretch. A little push up, almost into the outside wall. Hunter Reynolds fighting a car right now that is not handling well. You see it pushing up out of the corners. And he's losing a massive amount of time to Scott Rambler, our leader. Those two pitted at the same time. Rambler with a huge advantage right now, 2.5 seconds over Fredericks, and a 13 lap tire advantage over that 00. Rambler working that bottom line. See some of these other drivers kind of work it and running that outside wall, but Rambler committed to the bottom, gets right along that white line, and he is gapping this field by a lot right now. Joe Hutchings trying to reel in that 52 of Curtis Klinger. Hutchings also down around the bottom. Qualified third quickest, but he finds himself back in the 7th position. Looks like he's fighting a tight race car as well. Hunter Reynolds creeping back up to the 8 of Simon Grills. We'll see if those tires hold up. We listen to the sound of these Indy cars. Incredible sounds, they fly by. Once again, right there, you see, oh, we got one of the inside walls, the 11 of Cody Bullock from the 3rd position. Oh, and it's a hard hit, no caution, green flag. Let's go back and take a quick look. We'll just rewind it here. See just what happened. Oh, and he got down onto the apron and hit the inside wall. And that is a hard hit. Oh, and Hunter Reynolds, another competitor with a big incident. This happened right on in the next corner. gets sideways, and a hard hit to the inside wall. We remain green. Oh, a tough hit for Hunter Reynolds, who was fighting his way back. Several cars right now trying to get their cars situated in the pit lane. Hunter Reynolds and Cody Bullock having a tough time getting their cars situated with a damaged suspension. These cars do not want to steer correctly when those wheels are bent in and out. Cody Bullock takes the faster pair. Hunter Reynolds will have to take his too. And I believe he had one. Wings are back on, so we'll take a look at Scott Ramler. 4 seconds over Dalton Fredericks. Got to put Bullock and Reynolds at least 3 laps down. Reynolds now 4 laps down after those incidents. You can see just how large this gap is between Ramler and Fredericks, almost an entire straightaway. And it's hard, you know, when you've got only 11 cars, 3 are already wrecked out, and then you've got, when these cars go spinning to the inside, it's a single car incident. You know, sometimes there's not a caution. We just saw 2 instances back to back on the same lap. 2 single car incidents, but they wreck out of the way. iRacing doesn't throw the caution, and Scott Ramler continues to pull away from Dalton Fredericks. Ramler that time around a 26:23. His paces only fell off about 7/10 from his best lap. Fredericks' last lap a 26:44. And that's also about a 7/10 drop off from his best lap. Just happens to be 2/10 slower than Ramler on the best laps. He's losing a couple tenths a lap. Simon Grills that lap though, second quickest on the racetrack. Grills doing all he can to try and hold on to that 3rd spot. He's got quite a bit of a lead over the 4th place car of Curtis Klinger. And it looks like Reynolds has exited the race. He'll be at least 9 laps down. Joe Hutchings still on lead, lap 31 car. He is in the 5th position. There comes Cody Bullock trying to get one of his laps back. Currently 3 laps down. And about another half back from Ramler. That's a shame. He was running 3rd when that incident happened. Reynolds was up to the 4th position when he had his crash. So 2 tough competitors basically eliminated here as Cody Bullock sits 3 laps down and Hunter Reynolds out of this race. Ramler at the pace he's setting should be catching maybe the tail end of this field. Brayton Laster before too long, maybe 10 laps or so. Rambler still setting just an incredible pace. 26:17 that last lap. You can see the last lap times on the scoring pylon. Rambler 26:17, Fredericks 26:30, Grills 26:66, Klinger with a 38 there. So a little faster than Grills. But right now, so spread out, it's going to be difficult to really reel anybody in at this point. Laster right behind Joe Hutchings. No, actually, that would be Ralphie Santiago, the lap car right in front of him. Santiago one lap down. And there's Scott Rambler back across the line as the lights are out here at Homestead, Miami. Halfway through 51 of 100 here in the Big Head 150. Rambler going to be tough to beat this season, looking for a back-to-back win. Last week he needed help with Enzo crashing late in the race. But this week, no Enzo and no problems for Scott Rambler as he crossed the halfway point with Rambler 6 seconds in the lead over Dalton Fredericks. And setting just an incredible pace. That lap, he was about 7/10 quicker than Braden Laster. He is reeling in the tail of this field. We've got some drivers heading to pit lane. Simon Grills. Oh, Cody Bullock missed it. Curtis Klinger will get in. Cody Bullock sent it in to try and get into the pit lane, and he missed it. Simon Grills in. Here comes Dalton Fredericks. Doesn't want anybody to get an advantage. I think Rambler will probably stay out there for as long as he can. We'll see just how quick one of these IndyCar pit stops are. Got to wait for the fuel. Dalton Fredericks down and away. Rambler now 17 seconds over Joe Hutchings. He's waiting for as long as he can. Braden Laster in the third position. Santiago comes back down the pit lane. And here comes Joe Hutchings, locks it up. Trying to get down to that speed, pit road speed limit. Hutchings pits from the second position. Laster will stay out. Currently holds second, and Rambler holding on to the lead. He's going to most likely lead the most laps. I think he's led almost all of them at this point. He did have to drive back through the field at one point. But we know he's got about a 13 lap advantage on fuel. Rambler's been out there 45 laps, Laster 44. Fredericks and Grills made it 53 and 52 laps before they finally had to pit for fuel. So right now, Dalton Fredericks running the fastest times by about 0.6 of a second. Pitting earlier than Rambler, but he was over 6 seconds behind Rambler. So Rambler can let him gain on him for a while, but he's going to want to pit before too long. And there he comes, Scott Rambler down the pit lane. And our leader is in the pits. Dalton Fredericks is going to pass by here to get his lap back. Rambler just needs a conservative, smooth stop. They can make it to the end from here. Rambler down and away. Fredericks out of turn 4. And he can't see Rambler. Rambler's going to get out. There Rambler is, blending out in the distance. So Rambler able to hold on to the lead, even with Fredericks staying out there for as long as he did. And Rambler about 2 seconds over Fredericks. We're still waiting on Brayton Laster to pit. His final hope may be a caution. Laster running a 26.8 that last lap. Rambler, we'll see what he gets this next time around. Rambler with a 25.61. Almost his best lap of the night, as he's already putting more distance between himself and Fredericks. Running that outside line. Brayton Laster, though, our leader. Laster should have about 2 laps of fuel. He'll have to pit either this lap or next. Not this lap. Laster staying out one more time. And there it comes. You have to drive through this access road. Oh, he's off in the grass. Oh, he goes around. Can he save it? Oh, he's up on the curb. Caution is out for Brayton Laster. And that is going to stack this field up. Laster having an issue getting it back to the pit lane. And Laster will stay out there, should stay on the lead lap. Rambler will take the lead. And who is this going to give a second chance to? We've seen Hunter Reynolds, only one that was really able to stick right with Rambler. But he's out of this race. Dalton Fredericks has been up there, competitive. We'll see if anybody chooses to pit under this caution and maybe try and get an advantage, but Rambler pitted just a few laps ago. With as fast as he's been, I don't know how much of an advantage it would even be. Take a look at the pit strategy. Rambler 7 laps on his tires. Fredericks, Grills, Klinger all 13 and 14 laps. Hutchings with 11. Laster still yet to pit, so we know he's got to come around this time. Actually, he just pitted. So it looks like Laster may be the only one with a fresh set of tires. No one else choosing to pit. And it may be that they are out of tires. So Scott Rambler certainly going to have quite the advantage here. So we're down to 6 cars on the lead lap, and Joe Hutchings chose to pit that time as well. So looks like Hutchings going to come up with an extra set of tires. Laster will drop back to 6th position. Hutchings up to 5th. The man of the hour is that guy right there, Scott Rambler. And lights off on the pace car. We go 1 to green. Can anybody show any type of chance here of taking it away from Rambler? We've got about 30 laps to go when we go green. Green flag, Rambler still out front. He'll drop right to the bottom. Frederick's going to stay on the outside line. Oh, one's already around. Looks like Joe Hutchings goes as well. Both hard into the inside wall. The 52 of Curtis Klinger. And those are both lead lap cars. Caution on the speedway. Major damage there for Joe Hutchings. See if we can figure out just what happened here. 52 of Klinger, I believe, was ahead. He gets loose right there. Oh, and a hard hit. But I'm pretty sure the 31 just gets loose on his own as well. He takes a rough hit as well. Not quite as hard as the 52, but the 52 has to tow. 31 able to limp it around. He kept his momentum up. We'll look from the 31, see what it looked like from his perspective. Yeah, just got loose on the exit there. We'll see what it looks like from the cockpit. These guys trying to save these cars. Oh, it's right there on that transition. Here on this transition, let's see if we can get a good look at it. So as this top lane, you see that seam right there on the outside of that green and black car. There's a transition to a higher degree of banking. And as that right side tire hits that higher degree of banking on the exit, it seems like it just sends that 31 car right around and into the inside wall. So Joe Hutchings able to get that fast repair, and he'll get back out on the track. Remains on the lead lap. Curtis Klinger had to tow. He's sitting in the pit lane. 2 laps down right now. Still has not been able to take his fast repair. Looks like we may have one more lap here. Let's see if we can get a word from one of our drivers. Simon Grill is currently running in the 3rd place. We know he always likes to talk to us. So we're going to get a word with Simon Grills. Hey, Simon, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how are you?
Hey, doing good. Like to check in with you. We know you like to hang out with us sometimes, but you're running in the 3rd position. What are your chances of maybe getting up here and getting this win away from Rambler?
If Rambler hits the wall, I'm golden. Other than that, I'm gonna give Dalton a run for his money. I don't have anything for Rambler. I'm gonna be completely honest, but a podium finish for week 2 would look really good for the points. Podium finish would feel really good for morale at this point. So yeah, looking forward to it. It's been a good start to the season so far. Hope to keep it that way.
All right, well, good luck, and hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of this one.
Hopefully.
And green flag is out. I thought we was going to have one more lap there to talk, but it doesn't look like we're going to. Scott Rambler out front down to the last quarter of this race, 74 laps of 100. As we go green, everyone makes it through turns 1 and 2, down the backstretch. Fredericks looking to the inside, not going to be there. It looks like he had to lift a little early as Rambler cut across the nose. And that definitely dumped a lot of air on that 00. Simon Grill's hanging on to the 3rd position. Got a fast race car trying to get up to that 00, but right behind him, that's the one to watch right now as he's got the freshest tires in the field, the 31 of Joe Hutchings. Looks like he may be not able to make too much of an advantage. He will stay ahead of Brayton Laster, who's currently in the 5th spot. Survival of the fittest right now, top 5. Brayton Laster qualified in the back of the field. He's gained 6 positions to be where he's at in that 5th position. Simon Grills is up 5 spots from his starting spot, and Dalton Fredericks up 4 as he is trying to break the draft from that Simon Grills number 8. Scott Rambler started on the pole, currently in the 1st position. An incredible drive tonight from the 57, Scott Rambler. You watch Fredericks and Grills battle it out. Grills shifting down the straightaway, dropping it into 5th, trying to get a run on exit. You see him get a little loose there, able to keep it straight though. And Grills straddling that transition. That's I haven't driven the Indy car much, but I know it does not make a car happy in the NASCAR, that's for sure. Dalton Fredericks, think he's going to be able to hold this spot. He's got about a half-second lead over that 8. But fading well into the distance. Actually, not even on this screen. There you can see him way off. A little dot out front. That's Scott Rambler heading down into turn 3. That's your leader. Let's take a ride with Scott Rambler. One lap here around the Homestead Speedway. He remains in 6th gear right down to the inside line. Able to hold a smooth line all the way around this racetrack. That lap right there for Scott Rambler, a 25.77, so only about 3/10 slower than his fastest lap deep into the run. Fredericks pulling away now from the number 8 of Grills. Grills looking for that podium finish. Joe Hutchings still lurking about a second behind, but looks like he's got a tight race car as he loses about 2/10 right there as he had to lift on exit. Not quite able to get it to the bottom like Rambler. And of course, running in 5th, Brayton Laster right behind him. So Laster not giving up on a 4th place finish. You can see Hutchings drifting to the inside, trying to break the draft. Does not want Laster to reel him in to get any type of aero advantage. Oh, Simon Grills touches that outside wall with all sparks flying there. Will that slow him down? It doesn't appear as though the front wheels have any type of damage. It did slow him down a little bit, but he should be able to hold off Joe Hutchings. Sean Garrett wants some race predictions from the commentator. Well, I gotta say, I think it's safe to say that Scott Rambler's probably gonna win this one. He has been absolutely dominant. One of the most dominant performances in Throttle Up Racing Network's history. An absolute clinic out there from this 57 of Scott Rambler. Dalton Fredericks in the 2nd spot. Incredible run for him as Reynolds taken out early. We know those two like to battle side by side. It would certainly be a battle here late for Reynolds if he was still in this one. The Grills is able to pull out another 2/10 over Hutchings, even with that contact to the wall. Oh, there goes Hutchings sideways able to save it, but Braden Laster's going to get it by on the high side. Now Hutchings going to have to try and reel him back in. 9 laps to try and get around Braden Laster. Laster holding on to that 4th spot. This is the battle on the closest battle on the racetrack right now. You kind of see the distance right there. Laster holding a good line. Hutchings trying his best to reel him back in. The difference about 0.3 of a second. He's got enough time. Laster working the bottom line. Hutchings up on the outside line. He's going to get a good run on the exit. Hutchings to the top again. Taking that outside line. He's got more speed coming out of the corners. They go down the backstretch. He's right to the rear tires. To the back wing of Laster. Now he's side by side. 5 laps to go. Hutchings on the outside. Laster on the inside. This is the battle for 4th position. Hutchings doing all he can to get the advantage on exit. Laster still out front, taking the shorter line on the bottom. Hutchings once again trying to get a draft. That time it may be enough. They're side by side once again. Laster has to tuck in behind Hutchings. Gets into the slipstream, tries another attempt. Laster on the bottom. Hutchings going to keep that outside line. Laster working the slipstream of the 31. Now they're side by side again. Laster back to the back. Now he'll take a big run. Two laps remain, but Scott Ramler, he'll come out of turn 4 with a huge lead, 6.5 seconds over the 00 of Dalton Fredericks. And this is the final lap here in the Gulf Coast IndyCar Series. Scott Ramler down the backstretch. He's going to win this Big Head 150. And back-to-back wins. That's going to be for Scott Ramler. He has made a statement early in the season. I am the man to beat. Scott Ramler, your winner here at Homestead, Miami. Dalton Fredericks comes home with a solid 2nd place finish. Follows up that 3rd place last week. Simon Grills able to take home 3rd. Laster gets back around Joe Hutchings and he'll come home 4th. And Joe Hutchings in 5th. So your podium finishers, Simon Grills, will take home the 3rd position. Dalton Fredericks 2nd spot, and Scott Ramler, your winner here at Homestead. Burning down winner, Scott Ramler, back to back. Rambler, one heck of a set of donuts there. That guy knows how to burn it down. Let's go and see if we can get a word with our third place finisher, Simon Grills. Hey, Simon, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Hey, we talked to you there earlier, and you said you just wanted to get a podium finish. You're able to get that here tonight, but there in those closing laps, it looked like at one point you may have hit the wall. We saw some sparks fly. What were your thoughts there, and did you think you were able to hold off Hutchinson? I think he had taken tires there at the end.
So I knew that Joe had taken tires, and I also knew my teammate Cody Bullock was able to get up behind me, even though he was laps down. So he was actually running fuel calculations for me. We finished with less than a gallon left in the car, and he kept telling me, "You're getting real close to the wall. You were getting way too close to the wall." And then finally I smacked it. I was like, "All right, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to listen to you." So shout out to him and his number crunching. Got us to the end on fuel. Fuel over tires in this one, apparently. So glad that we could outrun Joe and Brayton. I heard that they had a pretty good battle at the end, so I can't wait to go back and watch that later.
Yeah, they did have a good side-by-side battle. A great finish. Looking forward, we got some good tracks coming up. What track are you looking forward to maybe get another podium finish?
Well, right now I'm looking forward to Long Beach, coming off a podium finish. But I always enjoy running Texas. I'm an Indiana boy, born and raised, so I'm looking forward to the Indy road course. I'm looking forward to our Indy 500. Should be a pretty good turnout for that one, both races. And something about going around Indianapolis in an Indy car, it doesn't even matter. I just always look forward to that race.
Yeah, we look forward to that one as well. Of course, Indy 500, the biggest race, even bigger than anything NASCAR does. So it's fun to watch. But you got anybody you'd like to thank after this one, Simon?
I'm going to thank Cody Bullock again for running fuel numbers. I want to thank the two boys from National Sim that couldn't make it tonight, Garrett and James Fox. And I want to thank everybody that helped bring the Gulf Coast Revival back. Second time around, seems to be doing a lot better, definitely better racing. So shout out to all the boys that helped us pull this off. And you, of course, for putting on an amazing broadcast.
Well, thank you, Simon, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again very soon. Good luck
I hope so too.
Good luck next week at Long Beach.
Thank you very much, sir.
That was Simon Grills, our third place finisher. Dalton Fredericks comes home in the second place. Get a word with Dalton. Hey, Dalton, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
Hey, man, back-to-back weeks we're able to talk to you. You've killed it last week on that road course at Sebring. You come home here on the Oval at Homestead, Miami. You come home second place. What were your thoughts on this race, and what did you need to get ahead of Rambler there at the end?
Yeah, first of all, I did not think I was going to have the finish I had today. After last night's practice, I didn't even think I was going to come top 5, but I think I just got lucky overall with not spinning the car out on the starts and restarts. I came close, but I was able to kind of save it. But no, I'm super stoked that we were able to get a second place finish again for Maker's Mark IndyCar. And yeah, like I said, I'm super stoked that I got that second place. Now, Scott, he was really good. I was trying to, towards the beginning of the race, I don't know if you could tell on stream, but I was trying to block his line as he was behind me. I was trying to block his line in the corners to try to keep distance between him and I, but he was able to work that draft a lot better than what I thought you could, and then when he got around me, he was just gone. I couldn't keep up, even if I had my my fuel saver all the way down, so I could go the fastest. I still couldn't keep up, so I just decided, all right, I'm just gonna fuel save from here and try to make it as far as I can, so I can make it a one-stop race.
Yeah, they're early in the race. I think about lap 13. A lot of the leaders pitted. You stayed out and took the lead there. What were your thoughts on that strategy, and do you think that paid off? I know Reynolds, as he was trying to go through the field, ended up crashing out in that sequence.
Yeah, I think it was a really good choice that I stayed out, because I think the biggest thing was track position. If you had track position and you're able to kind of fend off the guy behind you, just mess with that draft, that dirty air, you could keep your spot, and it's really, I mean, really hard to pass. So I think track position was the key thing, and I did not want to pit that first time. I wanted to try to make it a one-stop race the whole time. So I think that's what kind of helped contribute in the second place finish tonight.
Yeah, phenomenal run tonight. Looking forward next week. We've got Long Beach. What are your thoughts on Long Beach?
I hope I don't die, because I don't even own the track yet. So hopefully get some practice this week, the rest of this week, and maybe during the weekend. But hopefully we can get another podium finish. Still probably don't expect a first place finish yet, but hopefully a podium finish. That's always the goal for every week.
Absolutely. You did great at Sebring. I expect you to do good next week as well. You got anybody you'd like to thank after this one, Dalton?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Hutch Sports Racing for the awesome car again. Two weeks in a row, had a podium car. So was happy there, and my pit crew was really good tonight. I think we actually caught the leader a little bit in the pit cycle, but still we didn't have the speed to keep up with them. But pit crew was awesome though, and I want to thank Maker's Mark for sponsoring our car tonight, and hopefully we can go from there. Same with Drinking Bros. I want to thank them for sponsoring the car too, and hopefully we can get a podium next week.
Well, we'll be looking forward to you next week. Great job tonight, Dalton, and good luck at Long Beach.
Thanks, sir.
That was Dalton Fredericks, our second place finisher. Now on to the man of the hour, Scott Ramler, our winner. Hey, Scott, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Got you loud and clear.
Hey, man, back-to-back wins. Phenomenal run tonight. Just couldn't be touched out there tonight. What makes you so fast here? I think as we were going through the field, kind of looking at some of the in-car, I noticed a lot of guys were, shifting down into fifth as they were going into the corners, but you were staying in sixth. What's the secret to get around this place? Because I think a lot of people behind you are wanting to know.
Well, the main thing is just knowing how to use your tools, using your anti-roll bars in the front and back, knowing how to keep your nose clean, and really it just comes down to experience. Tonight, I by far was the most experienced person in the IR-18 in the field, and it showed. These guys getting to some dirty air, and they were having a really hard time dealing with it. It really has to come down to just knowing where to put your nose at and being where the other guy isn't on the track, trying to get some clean air across your nose. Once you're able to get that done, you're going to pick up a ton of speed and start moving through the field.
Yeah, we heard Dalton Fredericks talk about how important that track position was, and they're around lap 13. Several cars behind you pitted, but Dalton stayed out, and I think 4 cars stayed out. You came out in fifth. What were your thoughts there about having to drive back through the field? Because that was where Hunter Reynolds got taken out. I think he was probably your stiffest competition.
Yeah, there's always that risk when you drop back on an alternate pit strategy that you can get caught up in something, but running with Dalton, running with some of those guys that were up there, I wasn't too terribly worried about it. I'm confident in where I'm able to put my car, especially in traffic. The hardest thing that I was having to deal with was guessing where everyone else was going to be on the track. there was quite a few times where I would go into turn 3 and expect the car that was on the outside of me to be all the way up against the wall, but they're down with the right tires just below that seam right off the wall. So they're like 3 car widths off the wall. So I'm having to change how I'm driving mid-corner to adjust for that, so I'm not door slamming them on the exit. So I was having to really cut off a bunch of speed. I was scrubbing my front tires, and there for a bit, once I got behind Cody Bullock and Dalton, I was right on the cusp of that 1.5 2 second margin where the dirty air just becomes unrecoverable. There's nowhere you can go on the track to get away from it. You're too far away to draft off the car in front of you and have it give you meaningful speed down the straightaway, but you're also close enough to where you're not getting the proper amount of downforce to your wings and you're just losing speed.
Yeah, next week we're going to Long Beach. You did so well at Sebring last week. You think you're going to make it next week on one stop again?
Absolutely not. I'm never trying that strategy again. The only reason that I won that race last week was because the leader wrecked out, and there's no way of saying it. My strategy was absolute crap. So this time around, I'm not going to make that mistake. Tonight, these guys got to see what happens when I get to go full bore and I'm not having to save fuel. And I'm pretty sure most of them would want me to stay out for the next one.
Well, good luck next week at Long Beach. You got anybody you'd like to thank after this one, Scott?
Absolutely. I'd like to thank Joe Hutchings for putting everything on with Gulf Coast IndyCar Series. Want to thank Gary for being up in the tower and playing admin for tonight. Want to also thank Gary, who's our team principal at Revline Racing, for putting everything on over there, getting me hooked up with some good guys over here, Mike Watts, Mike Robinson, and really being able to come out here and put on a show. And thanks to everybody that tuned in, and thank you for streaming.
Absolutely, my pleasure. A great dominant performance. Love watching your race, and we'll get to see you next week at Long Beach. Good luck going forward, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again very soon.
All right, thank you.
That was our winner, Scott Rambler, an absolute dominant performance. And that will be the end of this one. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Fantastic run from Scott Rambler. And next week we will be at Long Beach right here on the Throttle Up Racing Network. And until next time, see ya.